Good morning, Cheryl. We're back with
Mini-sode
14. I'm irisforcier.
Yeah, 14.
Cherylannchapman here.
Yep.
We're
Hello.
Coffee and a Podcast. We've had lots of coffee. I probably have chocolate in my teeth now because
I need more coffee.
Sherilyn fed me these choco biscuits. Oh, those are good. And then
you can get them at
and
Winco.
then I'm also eating. I don't do Winco, but it sounds good.
I've been going to Winco more. You know why? Because their
Noni's.
prices are so much
Noni's
better.
biscottis. I know, but I don't eat a lot of dead food generally.
No, they have such a huge. I mean,
Yeah.
Have you seen their meat section?
Just Winco and me. You could do Winco. I can't.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, it's good. It's good if you can do it. All I see when I go in there is dead food, and dead food to me is things that I don't make fresh.
No, there is a lot of dead food, but what I do like is that their pricing is really well. Like, I've started giving Leia green beans with her dinner because.
Oh, really?
Excuse me, that's what was recommended by my vet.
That's nice.
Excuse me. That she was giving. Well, yeah, I'm sucking into what you're talking. I think from the last episode because I was a speaker. Anyway, it was just, they said that she needs to have...
No more talkie for you.
No more talking.
I'll talk.
She needs to have more greens.
Yeah.
And less, she can still have like 2 cups of food, but she has to have a cup of greens.
Okay.
So a cup of greens and a cup of
Does she like the green beans?
Oh my gosh, yes, because I warm them up.
Oh,
and she just...
such a good doggy mommy.
And she just inhales them, and they have them for... 67 cents a can.
What do dogs inhale their food? They're like...
Oh, well, she loves it because it's warm.
I mean, animals in general, they just like...
I think it's that instinct that they gotta get it and eat it because they don't know where their next meal's coming from.
That is so weird.
So I think that's a survival thing.
It must be because I like to eat slowly.
Yeah.
That's not always the case.
Well, when I'm really hungry and I'm enjoying my food, then Oscar made some, I forgot to tell you, I know, digressing.
No.
Made tacos, potato tacos. Had made potato tacos.
Oh gosh.
And then that's why I had the grease.
Oh, I
the grease
love
on
potato
tacos. Those were so good.
I don't know what it is, but I love potatoes.
You just take
and
potatoes. You just cut potatoes.
Yeah.
You put it in the tortillas, and then you deep fry the tortillas. And then you're supposed to. We didn't have lettuce. You're supposed to do lettuce, and then you make a salsa on top. And then you put queso on top. And then you serve them with soup. So we do the just the Mexican just Mexican shells, and then we do our own kind of
that sounds
soup.
Delicious.
And then you put a little bit of queso in that. So it's a combination of the dryer with the potatoes and then the soup being the wet soup. Oh my gosh. So I brought the leftovers to work.
Yeah.
And Alex was like, "Oh my gosh,
that's so good."
Yeah, it was so good. So good. I ate.
You have to make it for me one day.
Oh yeah,
make
I ate
Mexican soup and potato tacos.
Exactly.
I love potato tacos.
I ate 6 of those.
How about if I bring the cerveza?
I'm not a cerveza. I will do. The michelada is not bad.
The cerveza, right?
Yeah, he does. The michelada, which is the one that's tomato based. I liked that one. That one was really good. So
you've got to make it for me.
Yeah. Anyway, squirrel moment's over.
So today's topic for our little mini is self-care with neck and shoulders, etc. Because there are many areas of our body, brain, soul that we could do self-care on. So today we're dedicating this one to neck and shoulders because she gets headaches.
Yes.
And hers is caused from cervical and issues. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Disclaimer.
Yeah.
But
you have a PhD in front of your name?
I'm a massage therapist, and it's out of the scope of my practice to diagnose or recommend.
Exactly.
But I can tell you what works for me.
Yeah.
And that is having these little intrinsic muscles massaged through there and the traps and making them stronger, as a PT would suggest as well. And so self-care on those things. And
it's also your stress levels, so
your
you can talk about that too.
Gets pumped out right here. That's your stress dump right there.
Yeah,
pumping out when you get stressed. But that's not what really is causing your problem, though. It's more structural. It's more, and like I said, it's out of the scope of my practice. I cannot diagnose people, but I can tell you from my own experience when I am out of alignment or I need a massage to relax those muscles. And sometimes you don't even know they're sore until someone goes to touch you. And that happens to me sometimes too.
Yeah.
Like someone went to touch me and I was like, ah, you know, I didn't even know.
Oh yeah, when you're doing this, like there's a spot over here. It's like, oh yeah, it's a little tender, but it all plays in. And then
it's all related.
Tension that you hold in your body, you hold it in your shoulders and your neck.
Well, you hold it, no, other people hold it in different places, surprisingly. A lot of women hold it in the neck and shoulders. A lot of men hold it in their lower back.
Oh, that I didn't know. So I'll let her speak.
No, I mean,
but I've always been told from doctors, I just hit my microphone, that you do carry a lot of that because you tense up, which makes sense. But I guess other people can have it in different ways.
They do hold it in different places. It's weird. It's true. It's like, why the lower back? You know, I don't know why, but I don't know. But everything that we do happens on a cellular level. They will tell you, scientists will tell you. And because they look at cells under microscopes, that's how they know. Because people will say, I don't believe that. Well, it's a science. A lot of what I do as a massage therapist, I call myself a body worker, is through cellular, muscular. You know, I do soft tissue, but it also affects the areas around, like say your neck is out of alignment and you need all those little muscles relaxed in there, and it's hard. It's really hard to keep them maintained, but it takes time too. It's not like a one-stop shop. You get it done and then you're fine, because a lot of people expect that, you know.
Well, she was just telling me earlier that your body falls into this trap where you've always done it this way, you've always held it this way.
Right.
And then you try to go against what it's wanting, and it's wanting to go back. So it's really hard to retrain your body when you've been doing it for so long. So it makes sense. It's just like a bad habit, you know.
No, I'm going to sit up straight now.
I know. I always think it's because I always, even
like this,
I always think that I'm shoving my chest out there.
But you want to have like a nice relaxed posture. It's hard. I have a terrible posture. So, because I'm a massage therapist sometimes, and I'm like this, and it's like it's the kiss of death right here. And
that's why doing dishes is really hard. And it's hard. I was trying to
explain that to my mate. Some women get affected right here in their mid back too.
That makes sense.
As you get older, you do it dishes or cooking, and I'll hear a lot of older women saying, "Oh, I can't be in the kitchen too long. This is too much for me," you know, because it hurts their back.
Yeah.
I also think that could be from types of medications, from my experience too. And that can cause havoc, because you can build your strength though. It's always good to see a PT or whoever you need to see to get the proper strengthening exercises for these areas.
For your core, right?
Well, any part of your body, whether it's core or up here through your rhomboids and into your upper traps and into your neck, into your levator, and
I know
I'm not a specialist in that, but I know
discs in there from an accident when I was 16.
I would recommend an X-ray, even though I'm not allowed to recommend that. I'm saying it as like that's what works for me. When I get an X-ray of my neck, they go over it in detail. You know where I'm at.
I need to see where they're at, because it's been quite a few years.
Yeah, you should definitely. That's a good self-care. Good self-care.
Yeah.
So seek out self-care that works for you. Don't take my word for it, or I'm not giving advice, even though I said, let me give you my advice, but don't take I'm not giving advice.
It's suggestions.
Of what works for me. I can say what works for me.
Yeah. And then the great thing is that what sparked all this is just,
she's my friend. I can tell her.
She's like, I can tell right now. And then we start on this whole topic, and I'm like,
that's a good topic.
And that's why I'm like, you know, if that's something that's really important, because self-care is, it tends to be, wow, that one's really whipping up out there. It tends to be more of whoever's in the role, the lead role. Like we usually say women, because the women are traditionally the ones that do the raising of the kids, and so that's why I'm saying it could be the man of the house too. That the things are reversed.
Absolutely could be.
It doesn't matter who it is, but it's whoever is the primary person that way. we're givers. So the givers of the family kind of forget to give to themselves.
Right.
And that's what I'm learning right now, is that I've given all my energy out. Sure. And then I'm like,
I can't move my neck and my head hurts.
Now, what do I do about myself?
That's
right. So
it's,
I used to think that, how do I want to say this without coming off wrong? I thought, gosh, it must be nice. You know, like they're pampering themselves with, spa days all the time and things like that. And I didn't quite think, I thought, wow, you must have like a lot of money to be able to do that. Or, that was back in the day. And then, it's like, oh, no, they're actually very, very smart. Mm-hmm. Because they already know that they need to take care.
Right.
I always thought it was more like selfish.
Unfortunately,
but it's not.
in the United States, our healthcare, some of the healthcare insurance companies do cover massage. Mine does not.
Oh, that's true
and
too.
And it's really sad because, like in Canada, they cover it, and it matters that they cover it because we're all human and we need to release that tension. We need that massage of those soft tissue muscles to help with our spine and our cervical, and or just relaxation or blood flow or lymph movement or whatever. And when we don't have that, we hold it in for so long, and so many people that I have worked on have a really high pain threshold. And what happens with people like yourself with a high pain threshold is you don't know something's wrong until you become, your muscle tissues, it's too late. You become dysfunctional. And then you're like, fix me. And I'm like, I can't. You spent 40 years doing this to yourself, and now I can't, fix you.
No, that's totally
But self-care along with treatment from professionals can help you. And I mean, I'm in it as well. I'm learning more self-care through exercise from my PT or and talking to chiropractors or looking at my x-rays and learning. I'm always learning. It's good to learn.
No, it's great to learn.
You should get some self-care.
Recently, before you went into that, just really quick, people always say, hey, what would you tell your younger self? Because now that we're a little bit older. And I would...
Mine's pretty naughty. I better not say.
Well, I'm just going to go with two things of like, take care of yourself, be true to yourself. And don't let others define who you are or who you can be.
Right.
So that's my big thing. If I would have put more thought and energy, I guess I just didn't realize it's knowledge.
Well, it didn't resonate with you then because you were in survival mode, because we're in survival mode.
The way that my life has been and just things that have happened. Sure. And you pick up from what your surroundings are. So if you're, I go smacking my microphone again. Aggressive.
We need bigger mics.
Exactly, these big giant ones. Exactly. That would really hurt. The ears. But anyway, it just goes to getting out of where you're at, knowing more and learning more. So it's all about knowledge, really. So the more knowledge you have.
I would say to my younger self, read more books. You're like, right, be more true to yourself. And don't sell yourself so short.
Exactly.
Read more books. Go to college. Which
Love yourself.
Didn't get to do. But that's okay. You can still I went to the College of Life.
Yeah, Life Not Hard Knocks. Life Not Hard Knocks.
I've been to the College of Life. But I love college, and I did go later in life, and it was very hard and painful, mentally challenging and spiritual.
I just went to cosmetology college. That's all I did.
Cosmetology. I can't even say that.
Cosmetology.
Anyway.
But then I got into an accident and I can't do that. So
wait, there's that. Who said that? There's this old saying, physician, heal thyself. I don't know. Physician, is that Hippocrates? Or what's the
I have no idea. On that great note, she's got 2 quotes for us.
Yes.
On self-care.
Healing doesn't mean the damage never existed. It means the damage no longer controls your life.
Yes.
Healing doesn't mean the damage never existed.
Right.
It just means the damage no longer controls your life. So in other words, how we interpret that is take care of yourself.
So you have to acknowledge, acknowledge that something, like I could take my past, the way things were.
Right.
I can acknowledge that it was there, but I have to make sure that it no longer controls me. Like, I used to jump all the time because I have post-traumatic stress because of my previous life, but that's another episode. So it's not letting those things. It's not letting those
this is
things.
A mini-sode.
Because I didn't realize that. I'm like, why am I always so jumpy?
Yeah, this one, I don't know why this one, I'm not as excited as I wanted to be. Oh, but I understand this one.
Yeah.
A lot of what weighs you down isn't yours to carry. These are both from Positive Energy _plus.
Yeah.
On Instagram. A lot of what weighs you down isn't yours to carry. And oh my God,
that.
I remember.
Can you resonate with that? That's all the stuff that we carry.
When I had to set someone free from my life, kind of divorce. I had to fire someone once, and it was painful for me. It was so painful for me.
Oh, yeah, it's always.
But no, I didn't fire them yet. I had to extricate them from another place in my life, and then I fired them later. Oh. But the point was,
sounds like a miniseries.
I loved them very much. Yeah. They were who I had chosen to have in my life at that time, and it was kind of like torture, self-torture. But the point, what was my point? Oh, the point was when I did, the weight of the world literally felt like it lifted off of my shoulders. Yeah. And that's a good feeling. It was a terrible feeling and a good feeling. So, but sometimes we have to remove,
a necessary feeling.
We have to remove ourselves from situations, or them from the situation, or probably us from the situation. But it helps that we don't carry. Like sometimes now when I'm tired, I'll be like, okay, who's in my neck? Who's in my shoulders?
Oh, I didn't think about it that way.
Like who's bugging me? Who's bugging out in those shoulders?
I know. I hold it like because she's massaged me before, and she's like, "Girl, what the heck are you doing?" Well, I know what you're doing. Knock it off, because
a little help,
I have. It's just and I've noticed that the older I get, I'm having more issues. So we've already discussed what my care plan is.
All right. Well, if you want to,
it's so important.
Email us at coffeeandapodcast number 3.
Gmail.com.
We would love to hear from you and hear what you think about self-care, neck and shoulders, etc.
Yeah, we'd like to hear what do you do for self-care. Maybe your self-care is getting away reading a book. Maybe it's going for a walk.
Just not leaning forward.
Yeah, I have a very bad habit of slouching.
I do too.
I think that was, that's a whole nother episode.
Yeah, that is. That's guarding.
I think it's also a confident issue, and I was a little bit bullied when I was younger, and
I was too.
It was called Bucky Beaver, and so I
was called Iris the Virus.
Iris the Virus. Oh my gosh. That's no fun. I mean, kids are so, and now we know that this just kind of seems like the norm.
Right.
But if we could tell ourselves just to block out that noise.
Yeah, I'll never forget. Iris has a virus, like them chanting. And then I'm like, I do not.
Kids are so mean.
Anyway,
mine would be Bucky.
Yeah.
Bucky Beaver.
I'm past all
and
that.
I have a fur coat on. Of course, I look like a beaver.
And now I don't have any virus, so.
No.
Okay.
No.
Iris is Iris.
On that great note,
adios.
Be good to yourself. Adios. And until next time, ciao.
Bye.